This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
We're joined again together at last.
Yep.
Hispanic Fury.
Yes.
Taylor A. Crockett.
It's me.
It's been like a year since you've been on the podcast.
It's been a long time. It's been way too long. Yeah. Definitely not since I moved into my new place. So nice to see you guys again.
Yeah.
You apparently have moved into a guitar museum.
I am secretly living in the Museum of Rock and Roll.
Squatting in a guitar center.
The rent is real cheap, but I have to sell at least 3 guitars every month.
I do. Yeah. No, they're really high pressure. They really want you to sell hard and fast.
Whose guitars are those? Behind her, guys, you guys can't see his audio podcast, but behind her head is 4. I say 4 guitars.
4.
They're Chris's guitars.
Is he really good at, can he melt faces?
You know what? I haven't seen it happen, but maybe he's just holding back that power, like for fear of, hurting me or someone that I love.
Is he around you right now?
He's in the other room.
Let's work up to it, but I feel like at the end we got to get him to melt our faces.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, he's literally like soldering right now, so he probably could just do it with that.
I feel like what this podcast has been missing has been a guitar solo. I feel like there just needs to be. Imagine that in a podcast. It's just a break, and it's just a guitar solo in the middle, and then we just come back and talk about dicks.
Yeah,
we can incorporate that and figure it out.
I think that's what the comedy is missing is a guitar solo,
face melting guitar solo,
fucking sick guitar solo.
Well, we're the Royal We usually gather together. We talk about the news, fake and real. We don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We don't judge. We don't judge the news.
Yeah,
one thing is for sure is that we don't read it. We'll read the headline, and that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fake or real, who knows? We'll never know.
Yeah, do your own research.
Apparently, this is how like 70% of America gets their news.
Yeah,
you just read the headline on Facebook and then just go, "Did you hear?"
Oh yeah.
So at this point, like, we should just have our own news network. Like, we're doing the same thing as most people. So
we're apparently the #1 news network in America.
Oh yeah. When personally polled, I selected the Royal We every time. So yeah no.
People are like, what is that?
What is this? I actually have Royal We stickers still when you send me a bunch, and I just put them in random places in Seattle.
That's great because we don't have any. All I have is one pin. That's all that made it here.
We used to have a lot.
Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna up my ante and really just cover Seattle.
Do it. I want that town painted red. Well, here's a little bit of news. I brought it here for y'all. Mm-hmm. Here's something that is going to upset Nate.
Uh-oh.
There's a couple of things. We have a couple of threads of articles here. There's 2 options. Ones that upset Nate and ones that don't upset Nate. And then there's science. And then sometimes the science upsets Nate.
I was like, science upsets Nate in like a different way, though. Like,
you'll see what I mean as soon as I read this headline.
Okay. I can almost. I don't know what it's going to be, but the stuff that normally makes me mad are people who are like addicted to drinking nail polish, or I don't know.
It's in that vein. Somebody eating something they should have never put in their mouth to start with. Well, man tries to fill up cement mixer.
Oh God!
Because he thinks it's a woman.
Okay.
Alcohol.
Now, here's where I want to make clear is if the man has a mental illness, then you get a pass.
Oh yeah.
But if I still say there's something up with you. But if clinically they're like, no, you should be totally fine, and you're in love with a cement mixer,
well, okay, here's the thing. Is he in love with the cement mixer that he also thinks, like, he's under the impression that, like, here's my girl, this is Sally, and she's a big girl, she likes to spin a lot. But what are you talking about? No, that's a woman. And you're like, or is he just like, no, this is a cement mixer that I love.
Yeah.
Like, no, I know it's not human. So it's like,
yeah, there's two fields of
this is my big spinning barrel wife.
She sure likes to mix it up come a Saturday night. But what?
Don't touch this place.
Yeah. Oh,
you
God.
fall in. What cement mixer's the truck?
Yeah, it's a big, the big truck with the spinny thing on the back. It keeps mixing
So even
up.
if he thinks it's a woman, it's enormous.
That'd be the biggest. There's no human woman that big as a cement mixer.
Maybe he just maybe he thinks he got lucky. Maybe he thought he was looking up like big beautiful women and was actually just on like the Home Depot website.
I got the biggest one. I win.
He's like, oh my god.
And how would you know? What would the guy have been doing to the cement mixer that would be so clear that he was feeling it up?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure
I imagine he laid up against the spinning back of it and let it let it like rub him like a cat's belly.
Oh, I bet you there's like parts on that that'll catch you.
Yeah. Dried cement for one, unless it's brand.
Oh, youch. Yeah.
You know, thinking about it, the other day, I saw a cement mixer. It was like brand new. It didn't look like it was ever used.
I was there. Yeah, we were on that tour. And we're like, that's the cleanest piece of construction equipment we've ever seen. We both had a consensus. It was brand new. Either that or it's highly maintained.
Did you like wonder if it was like single though?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were up against it. I mean,
high maintenance for sure.
Yeah, I mean, and also what I want to know is like, did he resist? Like, was someone like, sir, can you please stop this? Oh, sir, like that's our equipment. We gotta go. And then he was like, no.
Yeah.
Like, leave us, let us love.
Or maybe it doesn't say. It says because he mistook it for a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So maybe they were like, hey man, that's a cement mixer. And then he was like, oh, okay.
Well, imagine that though. That's a perfect crime.
Imagine
he was just looking for the keys. He was going to steal the cement mixer.
Oh, yeah.
Right? He's feeling around looking for the keys, and someone goes, wait, man, what are you doing? Like,
that's the first thing that came to his mind.
He's like, this is a woman. I'm going to take her home. Something like that. And they're like, what? And then he runs away.
Yeah.
Yo, let's be fair. That's actually pretty fucking good. I mean, like, there's a woman that thinks she's married to the Golden... I mean, thinks. Who fucking knows? Maybe she is. She's married to the Golden Gate Bridge. If you were, like, breaking into someone's car, and you were like, oh, I'm sorry. Is this not a club? Like, is this your girlfriend? They're like, yes. They're like, oh, I'm so sorry. Sorry, dude. And you back off. They're like, no, he wasn't trying to steal my car. He was trying to date it. Like, he was like trying to buy it a drink. And I just told him, like, nah, dude.
Yeah. Maybe he just got busted stealing it and that was his cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That would be great because if you came in and you're like, what happened? Why are you late? Oh, some guy was trying to date my car. And then you tell them the story, they're like, no, man, that guy was trying to steal your car. No.
That man was definitely stealing your car.
Wow, so that man was out-clevered almost twice. He was fooled into believing that guy's story, and he almost got his car stolen.
How high up do you think you'd have to be in, like, a position, like in a company or something, where you could just, like, at my job, everybody's on, like Slack or whatever, the app. So they just, like, will be like, oh, I'm running 15 minutes late, the bus is late, oh, car got a flat tire, I'm running late. Like, how often do you think you could just put in, like, a bullshit excuse like that?
Oh, I saw a sexy cement mixer, now I gotta take her on a date?
I was thinking, like, yeah, some guy's trying to date my car, like, I'm gonna be a little late, like, and then just come in and just go right to work.
Yeah, they're like, no, come here.
I think about that too a lot. Like,
where I used to work, our boss, because people started just doing that all the time. Like, every day it was something with somebody.
Yeah.
So he started be like, oh, I've got a flat tire. He'd be like, picture it didn't happen. So if you sent just a picture of a cement mixer and be like...
He's like, don't even, no need to explain, my man. That is, woo! That's when you're like, oh shit, I just found something out of my boss.
Yeah, you gotta explore that.
Yeah, he's like, oh dude, take all the fucking time you need, my boy.
It sounded so creepy.
Message received, my man.
That would be the funniest way to respond to that as a boss.
Yeah.
Like if you make a really weird, excuse and he's just like, gotcha. Yeah.
What if they know that you're full of shit and that's what they're trying to counter weird you and they're like check me.
You're trying to counter weird somebody who's in love with a cement mixer. You got your work cut out for you. They're ahead of the curve on you on that one.
I'm not sure that this man was in love with a cement mixer because he thought it was a woman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He could have just been mistaken. He could have been blind. I mean, you couldn't, still, if he's blind, I'd be like, how long have you been blind, man? Because that's a whole vehicle.
Also, like, regardless, you think you're just feeling up a giant woman on the street.
Yeah, that's not okay either, man. Like, you can't.
That's what I was thinking.
This is day one blind guy stuff, you know? Don't just feel up people because you're blind, and that's a truck.
Yeah, I don't think you get a free pass for being blind.
Oh,
what was sir, officer? That man touched my breast. Officer, I'm so sorry. I'm blind. I thought I was getting into my Ford.
Yeah.
I was getting into my truck.
this is my first day of being blind. Okay.
Is that not the steering wheel?
A man who says that who is clearly not blind. This is day one of me being blind, officer. I thought I was.
Phone. I'm sorry, what?
He keeps getting caught looking at the woman's breast again, and she's like, "Excuse me," and he's like, "Oh, blind." He's like, "You're blind."
Blind. That's just where my eyes settle.
You weirdo.
You tell your boss I'll be late.
That's where my blind old eyes naturally settle.
Just right.
You text your boss, "Sorry, I'll be late 15 minutes. I'm blind." Today I'm blind. I'll be in 15 minutes, and you just show up completely normal.
It passed. I just needed some vitamin C or something.
Yeah, I think I was just hungry, dude.
I got blind from hunger.
But like, yeah, you come in with like a bag of McDonald's and like, did you drive the like you were blind? Yeah, I think I was just hungry. I've been there a lot. Like, I know how to get there pretty well.
That's a bold move. Have you ever seen that? The guy who comes in late, but he's got Dunkin' Donuts or something?
Yeah.
Like, dude.
Yeah, the reason you're late is in your hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Get rid of the evidence. Like,
at least either get rid of the evidence or like have like a bag or something. Like put it in a backpack.
Or at least share and be like, listen, I thought I was going to get in time and get here in time. Because these are things that happened at my old job. People would show up with like a whole dozen of donuts, and you could tell they went to Dunkin' for coffee. And then they're like, shit, I'm stuck in line now. So they would text and be like, I'm running late, and then they would come in with donuts, and it was like, all is forgiven.
Right, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's nice. Yeah, like, at least it shows that you give, like, at least one
What's a dozen donuts in America? Like $15? How much is a dozen donuts?
No, they're way cheaper than I ever thought.
No, yeah.
I'd never bought a dozen donuts until I was like 23 or something.
Okay.
And I was shocked because,
Grandpa Nate.
Well, they were like, when I was 23, I bought my first dozen of donuts.
And I was shocked to find how cheap they was.
2 years later, they came out with the baker's dozen, and I was there.
Really should.
Well, no, like donuts, I'd never bought. I'm not a big donut person, and like I'd never. But not a dozen donuts.
People aren't trying to feel you up on the street. You're not a big donut person.
Yeah.
I'm not a big donut man, okay?
Blind people taking my pastries. That doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to be late. Blind people keep taking my pastries.
Okay. But no, if you have a dozen, like I'd never bought a whole dozen of donuts. You just get like a donut, you know? And then we went somewhere like really late, like after we went to a bar or something one night. And it was like, no, let's just get a dozen. And it was like, I don't know the price, but I remember it being so insanely cheap. I was like, that's all a dozen.
Maybe.
I was like, that's all a dozen donuts cost.
It's less than $1 a donut?
Yeah, I'd say that a donut's about like a little less than $1. Like at Dunkin' Donuts. I used to work at Dunkin' Donuts, so I'm trying to parse this one out.
Yeah, unless you're not fancying it up with eclairs or something.
Yeah, that's true. And then you know what? Fuck you. Like just get yourself a goddamn donut. What do you think? You're better than everybody else?
Or you could just go to somewhere and buy you could buy a whole load of, what are those things called? Cream horns?
Barrel ice cream, Boston creams?
Maybe. We always called them cream horns.
Okay.
And it's like a big croissant with the middle hollowed out and filled.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think that's just a Boston cream, because just calling a donut with cream in it a cream horn would be strange.
You know, no.
Just talking about donuts.
A cream horn sounds like a sex move.
It does. Oh yeah, 100%. Exclusively found at Dunkin' Donuts.
Well, if there's anything,
it's a sex move you do on a clown.
Yeah.
Oh,
Murray.
No, it's not gonna murder anymore.
Don't murray anymore.
Don't Murray.
Sorry, I'll be 15 minutes late. I lost my murray.
I give a clown a cream horn. He's real angry.
I got cream horn and lost my murray. If the sex move is anything like the pastry, I bet it's great. The sex move.
That'd be funny. You know what we talked about the other day? There was an article. There was an article we read about the other day about Ketchup 2. Remember Ketchup 2?
Ketchup 2?
Someone tried to come up with a sequel to Ketchup, which I thought was such a funny concept. It'd be funny if you had sequels to Sex Moves.
That's just a different sauce. I bet you that's what mustard was.
It was like a sequel, man. They brought it to another level.
Like tomato sauce? Wouldn't that be fucking Ketchup 2?
Electric Boogaloo.
It was Ketchup 2. I love the idea of sequels to things. Like, sequels to things that aren't stories.
Yeah.
Like, imagine, like
Marbles. What happened to Marbles? Get ready for the sequel.
Or Reverse Cowgirl 2.
Regular Cowgirl. What?
Well, I guess Reverse Cowgirl would be the sequel to Cowgirl.
Yeah, no, I was like, regular Cowgirl's just the fucking prequel of anything.
The prequel.
No, any prequel to a Sex Moves has got to be the foreplay.
Yeah.
And we're talking about prequels and sequels to Sex Moves.
Yeah.
And the finale is the mermaid.
Lost my Murray. Saying a sound effect as without any intonation of the sound is kind of funny. I lost
I
Murray.
don't know, man. Just lost my Murray.
Lost my Murray.
Here's another article we got here. This seems like it's in Taylor and I. We go way back.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is in your wheelhouse. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
I'm trying to find everyone's wheelhouses. That's apparently been a theme in our podcast recently. And no one can... Nate has been unable to...
No, I named a couple. I said eggs.
You just said eggs, but when do we ever read news about eggs?
Oh, I didn't know it had to be just news. You said name things in my wheelhouse. Eggs.
I'll find news about eggs. I'm gonna... Oh, man. Mission accepted.
Yeah, you said eggs are Sam food.
Okay, but I mean, like, your wheelhouse is like people eating stuff, people having sex with inanimate objects.
People making armor suits to fight snakes.
Insane clown posse stuff.
But that's kind of stuff that I don't want it in my wheelhouse. Stuff I like.
I didn't willingly put that in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, that creeps in there while you sleep.
Okay, I just mean it's articles that usually get a rise out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now I'm really curious.
Well, here's one that I think is going to get a rise out of Taylor. I think. Imagine if it was just ridiculous. Okay. Woman walking around naked claims she's a mermaid.
Well, there's an immediate problem with that. The word walking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, well, fucking step one.
Again,
legs.
this seems like an excuse to get away with something.
Yeah, like, I think that just seems to be the theme tonight, is people just find themselves in situations that they cannot explain out of. The only thing I can think of is, fuck, you guys ever seen Splash, the Daryl Hannah movie and Tom Hanks movie from the 80s?
Yeah.
When she turns into a person, she's nude and she's just walking around on the Statue of Liberty. So unless this woman is trying to claim that she is in a Splash type situation, I don't know about that.
I think the theme of all these stories is if we were to open up any of these, drugs were probably involved.
No.
Oh, yeah, probably.
If you're naked thinking you're a mermaid, or you're feeling up construction equipment on the street,
maybe it's like
you're on PCP or
remember
something.
That episode of Breaking Bad where he pretends he like gets naked and goes into a grocery store and pretends he was in a fugue state?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Spoilers, I guess. That happened in the first
Wait, what
season.
show, sorry?
Breaking Bad.
Oh, yeah.
There's like, he can't really, he gets himself in a situation where he can't explain where he is, and he just can't explain what he's doing or why he's there. So what he does is he just gets naked and wanders into a grocery store, pretends he's in a fugue state. I bet you that's what this lady's doing. Maybe she's trying to steal from like a museum or something. And like, imagine this. If you tried to steal a museum.
Where are you going to put something? You're naked.
You walk out with it.
Nature's pocket?
I'm a mermaid.
Hey, guys. Can I share something with you that is very,
Are you a mermaid?
very reminiscent to this news, actually, that I...
Sure.
Can I read something to you guys?
Yeah.
So you guys are familiar with the very helpful website known as WikiHow, correct?
Wiki how to be a mermaid.
Well, I recently came upon a WikiHow article, How to Act Like a Mermaid at School.
Whoa.
Do you dream of deep water and splashing fins? Do you have the
All day.
do you have the kind of voice that lures sailors to their doom? Are you happiest when you're swimming? If you want to let your inner mermaid out at school, do some research, get the look, act the part.
Why at school?
Because that's where fish live in schools, Sam.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So this article is, and I think that might be a liberal use of that term, but this is basically just trying to I assume this is aimed for teens, with illustrations trying to help teens understand, or trying to help teens basically, not only pull off a mermaid persona, but then how to, tactfully hide the fact that they are a mermaid from their classmates. I'm just gonna
go all in on something.
You gotta double up on the makeup?
Oh, well, here, let me give you like the steps, and you guys can just let me know. Yes, first step, decide what kind of mermaid you are. I mean, you should probably, like, if you're gonna fucking say, like, yo, I'm a mermaid, like, you gotta have a little bit after that.
Like, yeah, what? I didn't know there were different subclasses.
Like elemental types?
Are you the kind of mermaid that falls in love with sailors and tries to drown them, or the one that tries to drown them?
Oh, okay.
Are fish your friends, or a floating feast? Getting your story straight ahead of time will make it much simpler for you to practice your role and helps in getting people to take you seriously.
Oh, yeah,
okay. Yeah, absolutely. So, so it's like, so just get your story straight. And then the next one, read up about mermaids. It's a given. Like, you gotta do your, you gotta do your research. Yeah.
Especially if you're at school. I mean,
it's yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Step 3, watch movies and TV shows about mermaids.
Little Mermaid.
So this is just like, absolutely. Little Mermaid.
Sequel, Big Mermaid.
Big Mermaid.
Big Mermaid.
Big Mermaid out of the water.
Oh, yeah.
So, and this is okay. So that's part 1, which is the doing your research part. This is in various parts. Part 2 is looking the part. First step, you want to grow your hair.
Always be wet.
Yeah, you want to grow that hair long because, like, we all fucking know mermaids.
I love how sassy you're laying these down. You got to grow that hair long.
Girl, you got to grow that hair long.
If you're going to be a mermaid at school, you got to grow that hair long.
Step 2, accessorize.
Seashells.
Start with some hair clips of sea creatures.
Sand.
Starfish, fish, and seahorses are very popular.
Give out everyone sand dollars.
Crabs.
Yeah. Hand out crabs to people.
Cans of tuna.
Wear ocean colors and paint your nails in ocean colors. And your makeup. So, like, so that's like all like, all right, so now you've got your research on your mermaids.
Uh-huh.
You got the look. The third part is probably the most crucial, which is acting like a mermaid. So, act alert when people talk about the ocean.
They're on to me. What kind of alert? Like,
I know about that.
When the subject of underwater life and the ocean comes up in class, act interested but informed, as if you are already an expert.
Oh.
So you got to be ready to point out when others are mistaken, but don't make a nuisance of yourself.
Is the goal here for someone else independent of you to think, is that person a mermaid?
100%, Sam. That is 100% the goal here. As brought up by step 2, which is change the subject when people talk about mermaids.
Oh yeah. Anyway, so what are you guys doing after school?
Mermaid hunting. So is there like so is there like a desert person and like a mountain man? And they're all these different
those are mythical creatures, desert person and mountain man.
I was thinking
you could just be those.
Wait a minute.
You don't have to convince anyone to move to the desert or the mountain.
I'm a desert person.
I've never no. I have thought, is that person a vampire before?
Desert man.
No, I know what you're talking about. I've seen a similar one of these. I don't know. I think I remember sending it to you, Sam, at some point, and I was like, what is this? And it wasn't on mermaids, but it's that exact same thing. It was like how to make people think you're a vampire at school or something like that. And it was like, I get it. An elf. Maybe it was an elf is the one I saw. How to make people think you're an elf at school.
I'm into it.
Oh my god.
What I meant by desert person and mountain man were like I'm about to make a reference that's even beyond my scope.
I imagine desert person bottom half would be like a scorpion. Mountain man bottom half would be like a bear.
He'd be like a very sandy man.
He'd be covered in moss.
That's
Scorpion King. He would look like The Rock.
But
real low CGI.
I am The Rock, actually.
How to convince everyone at school
that you are The Rock? Exactly. Like the Scorpion.
How to convince people at school you're The Rock?
I am the Scorpion.
Join a home ec class and ask people if they can smell what you're cooking. God.
Hey, I'm gonna be late today on The Rock.
On The Rock, dude. I'm The Rock. You know what? And like I'm Scorpion King Rock, so like it's a weird day for me. It's just
shit. I'm not even Maui Rock. I'm Scorpion.
No,
King
I'm
Rock.
Scorpion King Rock.
Well, okay. Let's do this then. Let's do a ranking. Scorpion King Rock is the bottom of the barrel, right? Are we gonna agree?
Oh yeah.
Scorpion.
Yeah.
It doesn't get lower than Scorpion King Rock. Maybe Tooth Fairy Rock. Remember, he was the Tooth Fairy in that movie, The Tooth Fairy 2.
Oh,
Stephen
yeah.
Merchant.
I've not
right.
seen a lot of rock movies.
Well,
we need to watch all the Fast and the Furious movies because I've heard insane things.
we went to the theater the other day with Wan Ting, and she looked up and there's a big poster for Fast and the Furious 8, and she goes, Already?
I mean, yeah, like 8 of them. Damn, I've never seen any of them, so
we should do like a
surprised.
Skype binge watch.
Oh, that's absolutely. Now that I know there are 8 of them. I've been very curious. The Fate of the Furious
7 movies. Fate of the Furious is, that is pretty great. But 7 movies, that's got to be an all-day affair. If they're an hour and a half each.
Oh, that's probably even longer.
Like, you don't sleep that day.
Yeah.
I'm going to be late.
I'm fast and furious.
I'm too fast and furious.
It's one of those days.
And your boss is going to say, not fast enough.
Yeah.
Really. Clearly not fast enough.
Well, Scorpion King is on the bottom. I mean, I bet you Wrestling Rock.
Is that movies that get hard or something? No. What's the movie?
Where he goes down the jungle with Stifler?
Hustle, something about hustling.
Oh. Yeah, I don't.
He lifts weights in it. I don't.
He lifts heavy things.
And they make a bunch of money. What's that movie called?
I have no idea.
with Wahlberg.
Yeah, with Mark Wahlberg.
It's called
like Hustle and Flow. Hustle, the big Huss.
He plays a really dumb guy in that.
Big Huss. Yeah, it's definitely.
That's a mountain man.
Hustle and Flow too. The Big Huss. Oh shit.
Well, here's another headline. I got some good ones here. Psychologists say you should masturbate at work.
Why? That's a good way to get fired.
Why are these psychologists fucking with us?
Why?
That seems like the kind of thing where someone is very clearly trying to get someone fired.
But if they don't find you, okay, let's take it on face value. They're psychologists. They've done their research. We haven't. Okay, let's trust them.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they be saying this? Okay, so maybe
you'd feel at home there.
Yeah, or maybe I don't know. No. I mean, if no one finds you, if you're not making a show of it, if you're not just standing on your desk like, "What up, Sharon?"
Sharon always gets the worst of it in any type of joke.
You're just standing over Lord of the Cubicles, just jerking it, just cranking down.
What I mean is you find the bathroom on the 3rd floor where no one usually uses. You're there by yourself. You're discreet. You're in and you're out. You don't make a fucking afternoon of it. You just go crank one out and you go back to your desk. I bet you that's got positive benefits.
No, I feel like you probably could. It's just a matter of do I trust a lot of the people to be able to be discreet and smart about it.
I guess it's a thing you'd never know.
You would know. I mean, if someone does it discreetly, that's how discreetness works.
Yeah. That's the key.
It's that sweet discreetness.
Yeah, you don't walk, you don't leave your cubicle with a fucking bottle of lotion and
and a boner.
You're already oh yeah.
Gotta get
Mondays, am I right?
Gotta tend to these elbows.
Wow.
Oh God.
Gotta get to the key to the 3rd floor.
No reason. Right. Yeah, don't look down. Don't worry about it. When I see stuff like that, it's yeah, I get it. It makes sense. Anything that would help you relieve tension with theoretically that should work. But to me, the person that comes to mind is that there's somebody's writing an article that they know someone else is going to see, and they're trying really hard to just fuck over someone. Yeah, like a coworker or something. They're see, dude, I told you. You could totally crank down here. It's scientists recommend it.
I think the thing is, though, it's one of those things if people know you're doing it, that's not good.
No, yeah.
But if you're doing it on the sly, not even on the sly, if you just, it's
well, how many times are they saying to do it? Just once?
It just says that you should do it at work. That's all it says. I don't think I should, though. I teach children.
No, that's a good
one. Yeah, I was there's a fucking risk level. There's a very high. If you're working at if you're a manager at a Spencer's Gifts and you go and just crank one out in the bathroom.
This is reminiscent.
Nobody's going to know.
This is reminiscent.
I don't even know if you could get away with that at an Arby's.
As long as you wash your hands, what's the problem?
Food brings a whole other thing into it for sure.
Food and children.
Food and children.
But if you wash your hands, no one sees you. No one hears you. No one knows what you did. What's the problem?
Well, I mean, I guess that could be the case with almost anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Masturbate and then go to work. It's no different.
Yeah,
that's true. I guess. Except, I guess I don't know. If you're depends. I guess are you getting your things done, or is it just Susan just keeps disappearing for really long time?
Maybe it's this. Maybe it's holy shit. Have you seen that guy Nate? He works twice as hard as anyone else.
He comes back from the bathroom and he just goes. He's just typing in 1,000 words a second.
Well, apparently he goes into the bathroom and goes.
hell is going on in there?
Like, nothing gets to that guy. He's always cool as a cucumber all
Very
day.
chill. He's very chill. He's
I'll be
usually,
right back.
he usually just has like a cigarette after he goes to the bathroom, and then he's like real good for the rest of the day.
Takes all of his scheduled mandatory breaks.
This is reminiscent to a conversation that Nate and I had about Pop Rocks. About a little girl at my school gave me a packet of Pop Rocks. And I said, you've heard the thing where if you give someone a blowjob with Pop Rocks in your mouth, apparently feels much better.
Yeah. I've heard that.
You've heard that. I've never experienced that. I've heard that that's a thing. But a little girl gave me those Pop Rocks. And I was like, oh, I wonder, like, maybe I should, give these to Wanting,
Yeah.
And Nate's argument was, do you remember this conversation?
Yeah.
That I shouldn't do that because a little girl gave me the Pop Rocks.
I know, and we've had this conversation since then, and I was...
Oh, shit. That's complicated.
But see, we've had this conversation since, and I was like, I must have been hungry or something, because I don't really give a shit.
What does it matter? I'm not going to go, the little girl, thanks for that.
I think it's like, can you separate the mental association?
I can.
Yeah.
I don't care that Kanye is a dickhead. I like his music.
Yeah, it's like buying...
Yeah, really.
It's like buying weed with money your grandma gave you.
Yeah. But in all fairness...
This is the sequel to that.
But in all fairness, like, Grams loves that sticky bud. Like, Grandma loves to just...
I thought you were going to say she loves to suck dick. I was like, where's that going?
That's cool.
In all fairness, Gram loves sucking dick.
Grandma 2, Pop Rocks Boogaloo.
It's like, Taylor, where's it going? I love that I said, I think this
Grandma's
article...
nasty.
Oh, Grandma, shit. She's smoking weed and sucking dicks and Pop Rocks on Pop-Tarts.
I was pretending to be a mermaid naked in the street before it was cool.
I love how I said, Taylor, I think this article's in your wheelhouse. And then she had a prepared article about how to be a mermaid.
So then you were 100% right, because this is something that I found and is just forever burned into my mind. And I've stopped halfway through because I don't need to go into fucking like 8 steps of cultivating your mer persona in high school.
No, I get you, because when you started reading that, I was like, I've seen one of these. It wasn't for mer people, but it was for something similar, and it melted my head. I was like, what is this for?
This just in mermaid news. America's secret community of mermaids live in Seattle.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% not surprised by that.
What's that mean?
America's secret community of mermaids.
They're not fucking secret. If it's into just breaking news, no secret anymore. It's true.
That's very true.
They didn't lay out enough of that.
They didn't say where.
Sweet discreet.
There's a lot of people here, like myself, growing up as a child, wish that they had been a mer person, but I don't consider myself a member of a secret society. But
secret society of mer people.
I was not aware that was a thing. Maybe that's something I should do a little research on for the next episode. Try to join in, like offer them like a handful of like sand or something. Like that's how I get it.
Somewhere in the classroom, a desert person's ears just perked up. Sand. Play it cool. Play it cool. Play it cool.
You're right. It has to very specifically be ocean sand. Like I have to make sure there's a couple shells in it.
We're at a mer people, mountain men.
I was thinking about something the other day. We a couple episodes ago we talked about this sort of science thing that it's sort of science you take at face value, but then when you repeat it back to someone, you realize you just it was bullshit.
It sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud.
But like your brain was like, yeah. And then you try to say to someone else, you're like, oh, I'm dumb. Why did I believe this? Yeah. And I just remembered one last night laying in bed, and I actually said this to another person. I can't even believe myself. I read this article, and then I regurgitated it to someone else. Okay. Apparently, what I read was that in Japan, there's a lower instance of cancer on the left side of people's bodies. And they started doing all this research to figure out why. I should have already thrown the towel in. But turns out in Western society, people tend to lay on their left side of their body on average. And when they sleep, the coils in their mattress amplify radio signals to just above the mattress, giving people cancer on their right side of their bodies or left side, whatever the one that. And in Japan, they don't have coils in their mattresses. They're all sleeping on futons, I guess, or bamboo mats or some shit. So then I was talking to someone at work, and I told them that, and I didn't think like that's dumb. Why did I say that? I was just laying in bed last night thinking like, what the fuck? Of course that's not true.
I've got a science man on location. I feel like I need to find this because that sounds fucking nuts to me.
Call him in.
Yeah.
One sec. Hey, Chris.
When you walked in the room, when you saw us, I saw the look in your face of like, they're going to ask me a question that's not in my purview.
That's correct.
Some horse shit.
Well, I think we know this is pseudo baloney.
Do people in Japan have springs in their mattresses?
I have to go.
Well, okay, I read two things. First the science, then something else. Okay. I read an article, I don't know if it's true or not, about how, because Japanese people don't have springs in their mattresses. In the Western society, they do, and the springs amplify Wi-Fi signals or radio signals or something just above the bed and have a higher incidence of cancer in the certain parts of people's body in the Western society that aren't prevalent in people in Japan because they don't have the springs to amplify the radio signals.
I don't think it's true at all.
Yeah.
I don't think it's true. Like, it reminds me of the thing of where people think that cell phones cause cancer and, they go off of like statistical studies. And like the thing is like statistics aren't science. When you get down to like those types of things, like one of my old advisors used to work for Nokia. He was Finnish, and he was complaining about it one day. Like, everyone says cell phones cause cancer. Cell phones cause cancer. Like if you hold a cell phone up to your ear, like he's like, we specifically designed these cell phones to not kill the people who buy them. Like he's like, if you make a call and you turn it around so it's facing the other way, like you're beaming, electromagnetic signals into your brain.
Shit, is that not how you're supposed to use a cell phone?
If you do it the normal way, it's fine. So
I want those good beams.
Yeah, that's really weird. I mean, I don't know about EM signals amplifying in your mattress. I've never heard of that. And,
just shooting right into you.
Yeah, it sounds like something.
Yeah, that's some tin hat stuff.
Exactly. That's exactly what somebody wearing aluminum foil on their heads going around spouting on.
I read that aluminum foil amplifies the ability to read your thoughts.
Wait, to read your own thoughts? True. Aluminum foil helps you read your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's real tricky.
Yeah.
Second thing, Chris.
Helps tune in those fillings in your teeth. So
I couldn't help but notice all the guitars in the background. I know that you guys moved into a guitar museum recently.
That's true. That's very true.
Would you be willing to play a guitar solo for this episode of the Royal We?
Oh, boy, no. Definitely not. Oh, no.
That's putting him on. That's
it is. It's putting him on the spot. It is.
Thanks for the science, Chris.
Yeah, that's okay. Cool. All right. Yeah.
Science man.
When he came on the camera, there was a look on his face like, oh,
fuck.
God.
So, wait, Sam, where did you hear about this with the mattress coils?
I don't know. This was years ago.
Oh, okay. Because that seems so bizarre.
But that seems like something you would see a headline on Facebook, and now, like, the next time I talk to, like, my aunt or something, they'll be like, I heard that you should
see her
not
getting,
have
like, a tatami mattress. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this?
Well, the thing is even when there's, like, actual science, like, there's that great YouTube channel, that cartoon one, that they, like, explain high-end science stuff, but with cartoons. Mm-hmm. What's it called? Like, in a nutshell or something?
Yeah.
Some German name that's in a nutshell.
Yeah.
And, like, I see people post those, and then invariably there's someone in the comments who's like, well, I don't understand. And then, like, they ask a question that was answered in the video, and it's like, I mean, this doesn't get more simply explained than the way this video would do it.
Yeah, like, this is about it, bud. So I don't know what else to tell you.
We talked about a website probably a year ago, but when we did, we kind of lost the audio, and I just remembered that this website exists, and it's a website called
Skulls Unlimited.
For all your, it's the world's leading supplier of osteological specimens.
Shit.
They apparently have a showroom, but it's Skulls Unlimited and it's great. And
You can get
Human skulls? Okay. Yeah.
human skulls, limited, one of a kind skulls. There's budget bones under $50.
Well, I'm sure every skull's a one-of-a-kind skull. That's the idea, right?
Let's see
Who's
what
walking around with the same head as somebody else? Goddamn, I haven't seen every part of the planet, but I at least thought my head was my goddamn head.
Let's see what it means. Let's see what it means by one of a kind.
One of a kind?
It says skull and turtle. Okay, let's see what we got. We got one of a kind mammal skulls.
A turtle skull?
Like,
they're kind of one big skull.
Why do they need to say one of a kind? Like, we fucking get it.
One of a kind skull.
Like, by being organic, it's one of a kind.
Yeah,
like,
I'm not sure.
Oh man, your turtle skull looks like my turtle skull.
They've got economy.
One of a kind.
You can buy a cat skeleton. How much do you think a cat skeleton would set you back?
$300.
Like 200, yeah.
Yeah, but less than 140.
$10. Well, what's funny is that Chris goes to one of the
Grab bag box of bones, $5.99.
One of Chris's work locations is in Oklahoma, and I don't know if it's national or whatever, Museum of Osteology is there, where that you can buy, is it national, where you can buy bones. And he came back, he brought Noelle a fully articulated human finger, middle finger, and a couple other bones. But apparently, they have skulls there, human skulls, but apparently they used to be much cheaper until they were discovering that their source was maybe not super ethical.
Cool. So someone's stealing skulls?
Yeah.
Like
Grave Robin.
Yeah, like they're coming from somewhere in Asia, and like they don't know how they got those skulls, and so now they're very expensive. So I'm like, I just know you said there's a website called Skulls Unlimited. I'm like, oh boy, hopefully they're getting those free trade skulls.
Yeah, those free yeah. These are.
How much are the human skulls?
Are these blood skulls?
Real human skulls and skeletons. Human skull is.
But if you, I get that. Okay, I understand. You don't go robbing graves and stuff like this, but
$1,500.
that's a hefty
all right,
price
so that's
tag.
good. So that's probably not like they did someone in for that skull.
Yeah, I know this is going to sound stupid. It's one of those things that I've already thought it, and I've had just a few seconds to think about it. I'm like, you're going to sound like an idiot, but
Just commit.
I mean, if I was a scientist and I was spouting if I was an expert who was unnamed, I would assume that we're just walking around on billions of fucking skulls, and they should be like dime a dozen.
Yeah.
Like marbles back in the 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just like having one intact. Yeah. We're definitely like we're definitely walking on like bones all day long.
We're walking on skulls.
Whoa, we're walking on Venus.
I was like, two syllable bone. You can, how do they get their skulls? Yeah, Skulls Unlimited. Well, do you have a skull to sell? If so, we'd like to hear from you.
Who? What?
Skulls Unlimited buys hundreds of skulls and skeletons from private individuals and institutions every year.
Don't tell us how you got it.
Skulls Unlimited, the babysitter's dead.
Yeah, like, we don't want it. We'll buy it. Got a skull? We don't care.
Yeah.
No, we'll buy it. No questions asked. It's like a used car dealer with fucking skeletons.
Yeah, of course Skulls Unlimited is no questions asked. You know who is asking the questions? The fucking postmaster.
Yes.
When you're mailing a skull to somebody for money. They give me a hard time trying to mail a bottle of booze one time. And it's like, imagine going around trying to sell somebody's skull.
A bunch of human skulls. Well, the fact that it's like, do you have a skull? Like, just...
Yeah.
You ever been sitting around your house and you're just like, you know what? Like,
Lisa
I don't even use these skulls anymore. I should get a couple of bucks for these skulls that I got lying around.
I always thought that it's really not that practical to drink out of.
Right? Yeah, you're like it's like that book, like the magic of tidying up. Like, does this skull bring me joy? If not, then fucking sell it on skullsunlimited.com. Get yourself a new suit from that skull. Skull money.
Nice skull print tie. What's the rarest skull on there? Like, what's the most expensive thing? Can you buy a whole person skeleton?
They have a whole elephant skeleton.
Oh my god.
What? I want to guess how much that might cost. A whole elephant skeleton.
I bet it's like $30,000. I bet you can buy
Yeah.
Can you imagine if you were cleaning out an old house? Just in the closet, like, we didn't have room to set it up. Like, like someone had them sprung, you know, that like they sprung for the whole elephant skeleton, and then they die. They join
They never got a chance to set it up.
Yeah. Anyway, they go kind of back into the stream here. Their skulls go back to skullsunlimited.com, and you go to their house. Their relatives are cleaning out their house. They're like, oh my god, there's a whole closet full of what is this, elephant bones?
We're like, oh, but look, the receipts here. So like, at least we know that like they bought these. It wasn't like. I feel like we're on it. Like, let's be real though. I feel like we're one step away from like I know some people, or like some of the people that I like interact with and just like living in this city. Like, if like there are these people that are like software developers that are like making like serious money, and they're also like hipsters, you know, like if they were like these are the same people that like, you know, love like taxidermy and shit, like that kind of like crafty like working class aesthetic. Like, you know that one of them would be like, hell yeah, dude, like I got like this elephant bones, and like had a local dude come and like polish them up. Like, yeah, it just really means a lot to me. Like, we're one step away from that, 100%.
I kind of want to have a skull. Like, if I just had like a deer skull or something on my
Yeah.
I've always said that if I just had unlimited disposable income, you just buy it, because you just buy shit like that all the time. This is a skull room.
Can you have... This is a really stupid question, I realize, as I'm saying it, but gotta commit to the bit. Can you...
You're to the right people.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking, you're like, oh, I'd like to have a deer skull. I'm like, could you, like, have plastic surgery or have someone, like, alter your skull?
To look like a deer? Or
I don't know. Like, could somebody, like, alter your skull somehow?
They're not gonna swap. There's not a skull swap.
I don't think there's a skull swap option. Like,
this season on Skull Swap.
Could you, like, add bones to, like, your fucking skull, though? So you, like, your body, like, kind of, like, forms around it?
Yeah, probably.
Right?
Yeah, well, I mean, people do body augmentation to make them look like cats and all sorts of, devil horn, like all kinds of stuff. I'm sure there's a way. I mean, it's a commitment, changing your skull space.
Well, do you think that that's, like, a community that we're just not aware of? People, not specifically skulls, but, like, people that, like, try to get, like, bone transplants from, like, non-humans? They'll be like, yeah, I got, like a cat toe.
Or a whole cat foot as your big toe. That's a whole thing.
Oh my god!
I bet I don't put it past it. I don't know.
Can you articulate the cat's toes?
I wouldn't put it past somebody.
Can you?
Each of your toes is a cat foot.
Can you have fucking?
Yeah.
Oh my! That's like a fucking homunculus nightmare right there. Like,
or you're the best assassin.
Or a chimera.
Would you be able to still, like, retract the claws?
That's the thing. Like, can you articulate wait, how many, do cats have 5 toes on each paw?
4, I think, and then they got the 5th as their thumb.
The dew claw, yeah. So you're gonna be able to articulate your 20-some odd toes on one foot?
He's so gnarly.
That is a nightmare.
I don't know if we're there yet. Because you've got to get the bone. You've got to get the bones in. You can't use the same flesh, because I bet the human body would reject cat flesh.
Well, not
That's
exactly.
Christopher
Yeah,
there,
so I'm saying like a bone, maybe.
And then you'd have to get the bones in there and somehow attach human ligaments and things to them, and nerves and things.
Put a D battery.
We need we need nanites and D batteries.
D batteries like the size of your toe.
My foot. It seems like you're taking a step back. If suddenly your toes have to run on D batteries. I don't know what the fuck even runs on a D battery anymore.
Why do we even have 2017? Why do we have D batteries?
Can you imagine just telling that to someone? Just like, oh, hey, guys, I need a battery. You got a battery? No, my toe. I need my toes.
My toes are dead.
Sorry, I'm gonna be about 15 minutes late. I gotta go grab new battery.
Do you have a prosthetic foot? Nah, dude. My toes. You're fucked. I'm just imagining like that. Just seems like a really dumb idea for like an AI style movie where like somebody is revealed they're a robot and you find out how, because they sit down and they put their fucking foot up on their leg and they're just like unhinge the back of their toes and put like fucking AAA batteries.
They run off an unreasonable amount of like AAA batteries.
Gotta put a AAA battery in each toe, dude. And a watch battery in the pinky. It's the only one that'll fit. So I mean,
imagine if aliens, some kind of creatures in space are looking down on us, just wait and be like, hey, well, eventually they might, join us out here. And it's like, oh God, look what they're doing now.
Yeah.
They're giving themselves feline feet that run off old batteries.
No one's doing that.
We will. Somebody, as soon as it's available. The fact, I say this all the time, there's more ideas than people. And we're spitting out all these ideas. All that needs to be is the technology to do it.
Sure.
I mean,
50 years from now, somebody with some Elon Musk character from way down the line, probably Elon Musk himself, that motherfucker's not going to die. I put my money on the first person to just turn into fucking energy and live in a cube in space.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, he's going to have cat feet. Better battery, I bet.
Like, for every person that... Elon Musk is definitely going to have cat feet toes. For every person that's out there that is the Elon Musk, there is, like, the person that is like, I tied a switchblade to my weed whacker.
Yeah, there's the crazy version.
Fun fact, that's a true story of someone that went to my school. We called it the ultimate weapon.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, on that note, that's going to do it for us this week on the Royal We.
God, I was just going to start to talk about crazy nemesis.
Oh my God! Like, yeah, if the good guy has fucking cat feet toes.
What's the bad guy done? What's he done? He's done things that are unethical to people with cat feet.
It's a cat with like human legs.
He's a cube with cat feet living in space, and there's a guy who's the antithesis of him, who's evil.
There's a piece of him in every D battery.
He's just like an energy form of Elon Musk that split off. That it has weird feet, but it's also just energy and just cat legs.
Actual Musk.
He just becomes Musk.
We gotta reel it in.
Holy shit! Nate is. Oh my god! He's gonna just be Ion Musk.
I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song intro/Pathos off the album 151A. I want to thank Kat for letting us use this sound effect. Thank you so much. If you guys want to send us a sound effect to crowbar us in between topics, you guys can. You can also send us headlines. Do not send the article. You can send us headlines. That's at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com. I also want to thank Taylor at Crockett, Hispanic Fury, for joining us to talk about mermaids and science.
Perfectly sound theories and science on this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I love talking to you guys. Just let me know whenever.
Yeah.
I said that very strangely. I apologize. I'm eyeing this cornbread over here. I'm ready to get back into the game.
You, on your Twitter, you're listed as a co-host of the Royal We gotta make that, more true.
It's been a long time. I saw that the other day. I was like, God damn it, we haven't talked in so long. Hopefully Phil Paulson is still being my hype man, though. God bless him.
That's true. We haven't given a shout out to Pill in a long time. Hey, buddy, you still listening? You gonna come hang out with us, man? We got a couch all made up for you.
Yep.
A little sign that says Pill.
Pill, get out there.
We're reserved for Pill.
Get out there, my boy.
All right, well, good night, Dad.
Night. In all fairness, Graham loves sucking dick.